Salams and welcome, and thank you for joining me in part one of the spiritual culture or the spiritual philosophy in Islam, a magnificent, thought provoking chapter into the wonderful book, The Dimensions of Islam, by Mawlana Abdul Aleem Siddiqui al-Qadiri, rahmatullah alayhi. And my thanks and appreciation to Sheikh Abdul Al-Hadi al-Qadiri, the president of the Imam Ahmad Rida Academy. Please get copies of the book from the Imam Ahmad Rida Academy from Durban in South Africa. Right, so let's look at this. Very, very important, because many people throughout the world go through an existential crisis. An existential crisis means that some people, they go through a crisis asking, what's the purpose of life? Why are we alive? What's the meaning of life? Why is there so much suffering? Why is this invasion of Gaza? Why is the problems in Palestine, in Lebanon, in Jordan, in Eritrea, in Myanmar, in Africa, in Ethiopia, in Sudan, in so many places of the world? There doesn't seem to be any peace, even in first world nations like America and Britain. We have poverty in some places. Imagine, we have homeless people in America. Even here in South Africa, even though we've come out of the apartheid system, there are still many of our people living in poverty, in abject poverty, in great difficulty. And we know the African continent is so wealthy. We've got resources under the land. We are the most wealthiest nation on the face of the earth, yet there's poverty above the ground. So people have asked me, like even in South Africa, we've come through apartheid, and even though we knew that the white man was privileged and they had a lot of advantages, but you know what? What many people don't know, in South Africa, there are also whites who are squatters, very, very poor whites, which is strange. So many people then go through this existential crisis. And even Elon Musk famously said when he was growing up and he was young, he went through this very difficult, severe existential crisis. That is there God? Is there meaning of life? And some people ask, if God exists, then why is there suffering? Why did God create us? So then people ask, what is the meaning of life? Who created us? Why are we in this dunya? What is our purpose here? When we are living here, is our purpose just to wake up in the morning, eat breakfast, go to work or go to school or go to university, come back home, eat again, you watch a little bit of TV and you sleep. Next morning you wake up again, the same routine. Next morning you wake up again, the same routine. Weekends you say, right, let's wake up, let's go to the shopping mall. And holidays comes, like now we're in December. Holidays come, right, let's go holidays. Is that the only meaning of life? And that is now people say that is an existential crisis. And let's start with this chapter by Mawlana Siddiqui, where he starts with a wonderful quotation by Nietzsche, where he also had this existential crisis and is seeking for meaning in life. What is the meaning of life? And let's start with that quotation where I quote, and Nietzsche says, I confront alone an immense problem. It is as if I am lost in a forest, a primeval forest. I need help. I need disciples. I need a master. It would be so sweet to obey. Subhanallah, look at his words. And yet we as Muslims know, alhamdulillah, we've got a master. Allah is our master. We obey Allah. Islam means submission to the will of our master, submission to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And that is why Muslims have peace. So Islam is the way that shows you how to get that peace. A Muslim is a person who's found peace. He is at peace and harmony with the entire universe because he has submitted his animal self to the divine will. So a Muslim is at peace because of that act of submission. And a Muslim, that's why when a Muslim greets people, he says salams, which means peace, or assalamu alaikum, may peace and blessing be on you. Or assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, may the peace and blessings of Allah subhanahu be on you, and his rahmah and his beneficence, and may everything that is good for you, may your life be full of barakah and blessing. So Muslims give such a beautiful, a thick, solid dua, not just like, hey, how's it, hi there. It's no problem to say that. Sometimes you give a person high five, hey, high five, let's go, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, that's fine, depends on the culture which you are in, right? But so you say, hey there, how's it? And sometimes when you go to work, the boss says, where were you? So that's the boss's greeting. So boss doesn't say good morning, he doesn't say salam alaikum, he doesn't say how are you, where were you last week? With big eyes, then you start shaking, right? So some people, that's their greeting. Right? Sometimes you go to school, like when we were growing up, today there's no corporal punishment. When we were growing up, you didn't do your homework. The teacher doesn't greet you. He just takes out that stick. You, Adam, come here. Come here. Here. Give you 6 of the best. Pa, pa, pa. You bend down. You get 6 shots on the back. No greeting, right? So Islam gives us a beautiful greeting. So now we're looking at the spiritual culture in Islam. I digress a lot because I love to talk, but let's focus on the book, right? The spiritual culture in Islam, let's focus again on Nietzsche, what he's got to say. And this is what Mawlana Siddiqui has got to say in his wonderful book, The Dimensions of Islam. Please get a copy of that book. Get it for your schools, get it for your libraries, get it for your house. And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala inspire other people to translate into different languages to get this deeper meanings. And let it be shared worldwide, alhamdulillah. Right. And I quote, I confront alone an immense problem. It is as if I am lost in a forest, a primeval forest. I need help. I need disciples. I need a master. It would be so sweet to obey. Right. Mawlana Siddiq continues and says, the last wish expressed by one of the greatest philosophers of Greece, Aristotle, was, O man, know thyself. Right? So my question to you is, you who is watching now, O man, or O woman, or O Gen Z, or O youth, or O South African, or O wherever in the world, do you know yourself? If not, why not? Right. I don't, I ask this question, but sometimes I don't know myself as well. So Mapa asked this question. These are deep philosophical questions, but we need to ponder. Why? Because the Quran tells us to ponder, right? So Aristotle commanded his pupils to engrave these words on the wall of his schoolroom. It is obvious, therefore, that to know the reality of man was so important and at the same time so difficult a task that such a great intellectual genius devoted a whole lifetime to the study of this problem. So at least I don't feel so bad. I'm still struggling to find out who I am. So if Aristotle spent his whole lifetime, okay, alhamdulillah, we take it a step at a time. But in the end, Aristotle found it impossible to arrive at any positive and clear idea and had therefore to adopt that course in the hope that someone from amongst the posterity might eventually succeed. Absolutely amazing. O man, stroke, O woman, know thyself. Do you know who you are? With the social media, sometimes we get lost in the forest. We totally get lost in the forest. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has made us He's created us as such magnificent human beings. He has created each and every human being with an exceptional ability. Allah has given you a specific gift that is only yours. But unfortunately, we don't see our gift. You know why? Because we are following the shaitan. Why? Shaitan says comparison. Oh, that one is better than me. That one is more good looking than me. That one is flying overseas. That one got designer bags. This one is like this and that one is like that. And we go on social media. We see Instagram. Wow, the beautiful woman on Instagram. Whoa. And the handsome man on Instagram. Whoa. And then the thin people on Instagram. Whoa. And we say, I'm not like that. So you feel yourself as worthless. Whereas Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given you a gift. There are some people who have become doctors. That's a gift. Some people become accountants. Some people become lawyers. Some people become AI technicians. Some people become radiologists. Some people become pharmacists. Some people become architects. Some people become engineers. Some people become carpenters. Some people become tilers. Some people can lay paving for you. Some people can do the gardening for you. Some people can do beautiful landscape gardening for you. Some people can do a magnificent cake in the kitchen that you'll fall on your back. Some people can do a pizza. You'll kiss your fingers. Some people do the Greek salad. So amazing. Some people can do fruit in all its magnificent design. Allah has given everybody a gift. So you must take your gift, accept it from Allah, and don't compare yourself to other people. The only time you compare yourself to other people is if you find someone else with that similar gift. Try and say, I'm going to learn from that person. I'm going to be like that. You see someone flying high. Say a doctor who's exceptional. You say, I'm going to try and be like that doctor. Or if you see a carpenter, he does his work so beautifully, so exquisitely, with that mahogany and the oak, that you fall in the back, you say, what workmanship, what amazing workmanship. Then you said, my job wasn't all that good. I'm going to try and be better. If you see someone's business is being run beautifully, then you said, hey, man, I'm going to learn from that person. Look how beautiful that business is. It is so clean. The staff have got such beautiful uniforms. The staff are so polite. Now, the staff are not born polite. You got to do ongoing staff training. If you don't train your staff, they're not going to be polite, right? So what the whole point here is, know thyself, is that you must know your gift, know what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given you, because within that gift, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is going to test you. Stay well, look after yourself as we're going now into the spiritual culture in Islam. Stay well, look after yourself. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen.